Aloha everybody, sending you some good vibes from here in Costa Rica where I currently reside. Tuning in to the high vibes that I want to send to you. New downloads coming through. What's up everyone? Jonathan here, coming to you from Costa Rica, and oh my god, the surf is so epic right now. I just went for a nice morning session this morning, and the waves are like double overhead, like really clean barrels. Just got a new board down here, and if you knew me, you would know that I love surfing. Surfing is my heart's desire. It's something that at one point in my life, all that I really cared about, all that I really needed was to actually surf around the world. That was my dream, and actually at the age of 18, I was able to achieve that dream. I actually had, at one point, my dream job was to be a surfing judge in the World Circuit Tour, and at the age of 18, I was able to shadow judge under the head judge of Surfing Australia. I was living in Australia, and there I was at the World Circuit Tour, 5 o'clock in the morning, paddling out before the event started, and as the sun rose over the horizon, the sky started to light up, and I looked to my left and to my right, and I am surrounded by every pro surfer in the World Circuit Tour who is preparing and warming up for the event to start that day. And so, I've had the experience of manifesting my dream over and over and over again. And I'm starting to see almost like a blueprint, almost like this, commonality and this, possible kind of like pathway for really getting into deep alignment for epic opportunities to find you. Because bottom line is that we are living vortexes. We are living magnets, right? We have these atoms that are emitting a positive and negative ionic charge. We are emitting energy out of the top of our heads. The soft spot in a baby's head is the last thing to heal up before it's the last thing to actually close on the baby, the last thing to develop before it fully enters into this planet. And many people believe it's because the soul is still being downloaded into the child, into the newborn creation of life. And here we are, these cosmic alien beings with two eyes so that we can have three-dimensional perception, and so that we can engage with this reality, so that we can witness the beauty of creation, so that we can see the magic, so that the source of creation can experience life through us, as us, with us. And indeed, it is experiencing life as you in this moment. All of the thoughts that you're experiencing, I say it, not he or she or any particular gender, but that's a different story. What I'm tuning into really here is the fact that in this lifetime, we have the opportunity to fully express ourselves, to fully walk our most aligned path. And when we do, epic opportunities are going to arrive, because that is what we are here to do. We're here to do the work that our soul has been yearning for lifetime after lifetime. Now, I don't necessarily believe in different lifetimes. I actually believe in everything. Whatever you believe in, that's what I believe in, because I know that the source, I know that the universe is literally you, and it's all of your beliefs, and it's all of your ideas and thoughts. And so I don't believe in one particular pathway or anything like that. What I believe in is all possibilities, all timelines. And what we're tuning into right now in this moment is, what is the highest alignment? What is the greatest potential for your future and for your life, starting in this moment right now? And when we tune into that, when we start to ask ourselves that, it's like, what is the greatest potential for me today? Like, what is that greatest potential? And when we tune in, we tune yin, we close our eyes, we say, okay, what is that greatest potential that wants to emerge through me today? And we close our eyes, we go in. I was surfing today, and I was in the lineup, I was sitting on my board, and I was thinking about all the places that I still want to travel in this my world tour that I've been on for 4 years as a digital nomad. I'm like, where else am I supposed to go, right? Because I truly, deeply believe that the universe is guiding me. And in these moments, it was there I was in the ocean, and I closed my eyes and said, where do you want me to go? And I got this clear message that said, Japan. And I was like, whoa, Japan. Like, yes, I want to go back to Japan. That was the first international place I went to when I was a kid to compete in gymnastics. And I was like, but is that my ego talking? I was like, is that my ego? And I was like, and I tuned in. I was like, is that you, God, or is that my ego? And I got this clear, like, it's the same thing. like there's no differentiation. And so it's, you know, the whole conversations with God thing. It's like, yeah, like we are the full spectrum, and you know, sometimes we get this duality of like, is this the right path for me? Is this not the right path for me? And no matter what, whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right? I think that was Henry Ford that said that. And so the question really comes down to, how can we deeply align ourselves on a cellular level, right? On a cellular level, like where we are so deeply aligned with our dharma, with our karma, with all of the things that have happened in our past leading up into this present moment, tuning fully in, being full, you know, having total transparency and honesty with ourselves, no longer suppressing or pushing aside, no longer avoiding the old stories, but rather just like being totally honest and transparent with yourself, right? Because this is a you and you thing. This is not like, you know, your psychiatrist. I mean, I was like, whatever, right? And having total honesty with yourself and saying, okay, like this is where I'm at. Then you go and you start doing the work. You start breaking the cycles. You start breaking the addictions. You start, you know, totally purifying your body temple. You start honing in that body vessel in order to fully magnify your most aligned energetic signature. Right? What I mean by energetic signature is that right now in this moment, you're having thoughts which are triggering, you know, emotions and feelings in the body. This neural feedback loop, thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings. The thought is an electrical signal. The feeling is more of a chemical and a more of a magnetic signal, because the heart, as we know from heart math research, Heart Math Institute, the heart is 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain, right? The heart is this, like, it gives you this feeling tone, this feeling frequency that allows us to emit a certain frequency. And when we emit that frequency, yes, maybe it's attracting something to us. Maybe way out in the quantum field, we're causing a quantum shift. Yes, but in a very real, I want to start very like very physical here with you guys. The bottom line is that when that epic opportunity comes, it's going to be in this present moment right now, right? And so when that moment comes, the question is, are you going to say yes? Are you going to be in a state where you can say, fuck yeah? And where you can fully show up with that person? Because a lot of times opportunities come in co-creation, right? There's like, it's like the universe is presenting itself to you saying, hey, I would like to collaborate with you. Would you like to collaborate with me? And you say, fuck yes. Or you say, well, you know, I don't know, I've got all this baggage I'm carrying. Let me flip through my folders. You know, this is a Rolodex of all my storage, right? The junk in the trunk. Like, let me sift through my old stories and see if I have space for an epic opportunity, right? And by that point, the person has already left, right? And so the question is, how can we fully get rid of that old Rolodex and upgrade the operating system to our body temple, to our body vessel? How can we get to fully encode those new codes, those higher frequency energies of revelation and awareness, to begin to tune our bodies and our minds to a higher frequency so that we can begin to perceive reality from a new insight, from a new horizon, from a new perception? Because when we perceive reality, right, we're seeing the world through this view. But remember, in fifth dimensional reality, we got 3D, which is width, depth, height, right? Then we have 4D, which is that box, and then time, right? 5D is vertical boxes, meaning infinite ways that you could be experiencing this present moment right now. Not just perception. Yes, you could be perceiving this moment in infinite different ways, or you could be perceiving it emotionally through infinite different channels or different emotional signatures. Emotional signature being like, what is that feeling tone? What is that frequency, right? You know, when they put the salt onto the vibrating plate and then they increase the frequency and then it shifts, right? That's the wave function. That's a mathematical formula. The wave function of the quantum field is essentially that right now in this moment, the way that you are thinking and feeling, that emotional state of being that you are perceiving reality right now, that deep fuck yesness of like, you know what, this present moment is just, you know, maybe you're just sitting at the office, maybe you're just chilling the frick out, maybe you're whatever is happening, but you're just going to reside in a state of mind that's like, you know what, life is pretty good right now. And maybe it's not that good. Maybe like the situation that has led you to this present moment has been kind of shitty, or like, you know, things haven't gone the way that maybe you wanted them to, but you know, you just say, you know what, I'm no longer going to live in that karmic cycle of thinking and feeling. I'm actually just going to break that karmic cycle and I'm going to jump up a couple dimensions. I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to get turned up right now, and I'm going to feel ecstasy and bliss right now in this present moment inside of my brain and inside of my body. Now, when we do this, this is like next level manifestation stuff, you guys, because the reality is that epic opportunity, you know, when you get that epic opportunity, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel great, right? You're going to be like, yeah, like I can do it. I got this. You know, you're going to feel like, yeah, anything's possible. Like, I'm the creator of my reality. I manifested this opportunity. Well, what if I were to tell you that you could actually pre-program your body as a map to that future potential? Because think about this. Just bear with me here. I know it's a stretch. Imagine that there's a future timeline, a future potential where you're aligning with this epic opportunity. We don't necessarily need to know what it is yet, but we just want to know that it's like a, yes, like this is it. This is the alignment that I was looking for. This is that opportunity I was looking for. Now, the clearer you can be with it in here, and the more that you know what it looks like, the sooner it's going to happen. That's the reality. You know, like the more clear you are with your vision, the more clear you're going to be when it shows up. You're going to be like, oh, there it is. I was waiting for you. I was looking where it was going to show up, and here it is. Surprise, surprise. But the other approach here is that you imagine that your body were a map to the future. Or imagine that your body was like a vessel and you were going to tune your body like an instrument to a certain frequency of potential, and you're going to pre-program your body to experience that future experience. Meow. Right? And Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot, and I'm so excited to go to his week-long workshop coming up here in a couple weeks, and it'll be my second one, and oh my God, like, okay, talk about manifesting epic opportunities. Here I am in Costa Rica, flashback 6 months to 8 months ago. I'm looking at Rhythmia's website or Facebook, and if you know Rhythmia, they're kind of like the mainstream yoga center for ayahuasca and the sacred plant medicine journeys. And they have like this epic lineup of people. Like, they just get the top-notch speakers to come in and give these epic talks and then serve you ayahuasca. And I see that in about 6 to 8 months they were doing Michael Bernard Beckwith, who is like my soul. If I could channel anyone, it's him. I mean, and he's still alive. I watch him every Sunday. AgapeLive.com is his transmission. He's a minister, but he's not like any certain type of religion. He's actually just like total oneness, total unity, and a channel for the divine. It is like so next level. I've been following for years, and every Sunday I tune in and I study his flow, his channel. And so he's going to be speaking next week at Rhythmia. And I just so happened to, and I said that I wanted to go. I said going, and then I didn't even realize it, but here I am 1 hour away from there, and it's just like, okay, stars have aligned. Boom, right? Now, did I 8 months ago, did something happen in the quantum field? Did I cause that shift to occur because I set that intention back then? Okay, another example. Check this one out. This one is even more epic. So I'm in Hawaii 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, or hosting a biohacking and future mapping for leaders and luminaries event. There I am. We're about to design our timeline for the future. And I'm sharing a story about a girl who came to the event years ago. It was one of our first events. And she's in there and she says, you know what, I have this like 10-year vision to host a festival. And we're like, well, what if you could turn a 10-year vision into a 3-month mission? And she's like, well, you know, she went on to recite a bunch of like negative affirmations, like, I'm not good enough, I don't have the resources, I don't have the insight or the knowledge or the tools. And then we're like, okay, well, how about this? What if we just designed a timeline where you actually did have all those resources, all of those tools, right? So she goes on to actually host this event. 4 years later, the event's been growing and doubling in the audience every year, and festivals are hiring her to do art installations at these festivals, right? Like, dream job. I'm like, God, why do people get all these dream jobs in Mind Lab? Like, it's like so awesome. I want to do it with them, right? That's the whole deal. But like, then 4 years later, I'm sharing that story last week in Hawaii, and the girl who's in the audience, she says, oh my gosh, I did a workshop at that festival. She did a workshop at that festival. So that's like a full circle moment. It's like, whoa, like 4 years later, the ripple is happening, right? And so I just love to be a vessel. And this is a great affirmation. I am a vessel for epic opportunities. Try saying that right now. I am a vessel for magnifying epic opportunities. Write that down. Put it on your mirror. Dry erase marker on the mirror in the bathroom. I am a vessel for epic opportunities. If you're really committed to the affirmation, write it in permanent marker. But your roommates or your landlord might not appreciate that. But needless to say, the more that we can affirm this truth, the more that we can speak into existence what we want to gravitationally align with, the more we send that frequency into the field, into the quantum field, the field of all possibilities, the field, the factual field that right now in this moment, you could be experiencing this present moment where you are right now. You could be experiencing this in infinite different ways, and just by shifting your awareness and your energy, just by shifting that feeling tone, that frequency, that vibration of the way that you're perceiving reality, it is going to literally send you on a new timeline. Do you guys hear these waves right now? Holy shit. Look at this. The waves are so massive. Like, this morning I surfed 5 to 7 foot barrels. I got one of the latest drops of my life today. It was so epic. I mean, it was like jacked up, massive wave, and I was like sitting the furthest out, and it was the left, and I was paddling, and it was just like, all right, here we go, and it just pitched up. Now here's the thing, on a late drop, the wave like pitches up like this, right? It's gonna come, it's gonna go, and it's gonna like, so there I am, and it's like here, and I just like slide into the wave on my new board, just like boom, my board just grabs in, and I just like boom, big bottom turn, slice, make it down through the second session, and then there's like this giant bubbling rock. It's like up ahead, like super shallow, and I'm just like, whoa, charging down the line, make it past that, and then just like boost out the back and just like fly up in the air, and then like swan dive gracefully into the ocean. I'm like still in my towel right now. I haven't even put on pants. Like I am a vessel for epic opportunities. I just keep saying it and it keeps happening. So that's the affirmation. That is the intention. Align yourself with the future that you want to create. When I was a kid, I used to say, my dream is to travel the world and surf the best waves in the world. That was my dream. That was my goal. I spoke it so, I was so committed. When I was a kid, I had posters of surfing up all over my walls, and snowboarding, all these board sports. I had it everywhere. I was surrounded by it, and I was like, my dream is to just surf the best waves in the world. Now, I did not know when I was back then, I did not know that I would be teaching neuroscience and quantum physics and spirituality and business strategy. I didn't realize that that's what I was going to be doing at the time. But what I did was I just set the intention that this is what I want, and I started to tinker with my dream. And what I mean by tinker is like, imagine going into the laboratory of your mind and beginning to craft and architect these magnanimous visions of your future. And as you start to architect and build this in Google Docs, so it's more collaboratable, and it's actually captured, and it's not just in your journal. Like, I love journals, don't get me wrong. Journals are great, but you guys, like, you don't share a business plan or a proposal for a strategic partnership in journal, all right? Like, you know, a lot of spiritual people are like, oh, I want to manifest my future. And I'm like, okay, well, write a business plan. And they're like, oh, I don't really like business plans. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to be absolutely crystal clear with the universe, if you want to tell the universe, hey, God, guess what? Like, I really want this. It's like, prove it. You know, like, prove it. Because here's the thing. The universe, like, I pray, don't get me wrong, like, I pray all the time, and I love God. I love God as an identity that's separate from me. I love God as the identity as who I am. I love it in me. I love, like, oneness, like the connectedness, the connected universe. I love the science. I love quantum physics. I love the unfathomable layers of connectedness to the universe. And I also love my heritage of Christianity, and like my being a recovering Christian from the dogma and like the whole story that I was indoctrinated into and had to like slowly break myself free from in order to be fully liberated into nirvana, the ecstasy and bliss of deep soul connection and the deep knowingness that I am one with you and you are me. And to be able to perceive, like to have that awakening, and then to come back to that inherited story that I was given and to read it with new eyes. Nova ojos in Espanol. To be able to just like, you know, and that's the thing is that like when we make the commitment to create something, and when we finally just say, you know what, like I'm going to create a new life. And you start architecting your vision in Google Documents, structuring out your vision, you know, like really just being like, okay, I've got to work full time, I've got kids, I've got, you know, like this whining, you know, people are like all needing my energy, so I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to give myself a 2-hour gap before I go to work, I'm going to stay up late at night, I'm going to just architect my vision, becoming a dream architect. I'm going to start tuning into a vision in the quantum field. I'm going to start meditating not only with my eyes closed, with my eyes open, because whether you are meditating about something, whether you are aware of your meditation or you're not aware of your meditation, you are always meditating on something, whether you're conscious of it or not. Because if you are unconscious, well, guess what? Your ego's meditating on its identity and on its old story, and it's neurologically encoding yourself into that genetic timeline, into that neural program, that neural architecture, right? You're in the neural architecture of your ego and your past self, and you're trying to architect a new system into the future. And you have to make it more palatable, more magnanimous, more strong, more magnetic. You have to build that magnitude of your vision. My towel's coming off here. I'm like, oh, you guys can't see. Okay, good. I think we're good. I think the angle's right. Yeah, the wind. I got the lighting. Oh my God, the waves. You guys, like, I wish I could just do double-sided camera here. I should just be showing you the waves while I talk. Or maybe I just get to look at the waves while I stream to the world and feel the bliss and ecstasy of this present moment experience. Because I architected this moment. And I had to share it. I was like, oh my God, my soul is on fire right now. We just did a mind lab yesterday, an event. People came in, had some, some breakthrough moments. You know, and it's like there were tears shed. There were like moments of just like getting it, you know, moments of getting it. And it's like, that's like, for me, that's like, it just makes me so happy. Because for so many years, I was in such deep darkness and pain and trauma. And I didn't have anybody to like say, hey man, like, let me help you. Like, let me just tell you what to do. Let me tell you the best approach to solving your problem right now. Like, no one could do that for me. And that is why I committed my life to learning as much as possible so that I could help people on their soul quest to activating their dharma, to fully unlocking that soul expression so that the divine can express itself through you too. So that we can become clear vessels in order for the universe to fully and radically express itself. And God, does it feel good? And God, don't you know that's what God wants to do? It's funny, I was sharing the story yesterday at the Mind Lab event. It was a story of a time that I was praying. And I when I pray and when I meditate, I go into the cosmos. You know, like I say, how far can we go? Right? How far can we go? Like, let's go all the way, right? Like, even without DMT, you know, without the 5-MeO, without the ayahuasca, like just me and you, right? Like, let's go, take me there. And so there I am, and I say, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Why did you create us? And I'm taken back into time to the beginning. And it was the moment before the Big Bang. The Big Bang, right? The ultimate moment of creation. Like the ultimate vortex of manifestation. The ultimate opportunity. The source of all opportunities. And there the source of creation was. I won't call it any particular name. I don't want to trigger anyone. And there it was, sitting there in its full capacity to create literally everything. Literally everything. All opportunities. But it had not created anything. It was just the void. To put in your bong and light that one up, right? What does the source of creation want to create through me today? And then boom, so it says, I want to express myself. Second of all, it says, I want to create. It created the other, and it said, I want to be able to witness the reflection of my own expression. I want to witness the beauty of my own creation, like an artist, right? I want it to paint with the medium of space and time and the elements of the periodic table and frequencies beyond our fathomable comprehension. I want to paint this self-portrait, and I want to be able to experience the beauty of it, to be able to witness the beauty of it. And then, once it finally sees that reflection, and it falls so deeply in love with that reflection, when it falls so deeply in love with its own creation, it then gave itself the ability to procreate and give birth to new life. I don't know, I thought that was a cool meditation. Pretty quantum. But I don't want to get too far off topic here, you guys, because this is really about epic manifestations and epic opportunities. So I want to share some transmissions with y'all, some very grounded, very informative strategies here. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to get clear on what are those affirmations. Now, everyone does affirmation. I know, I get it. You're like, oh, another affirmation. No. All right, reprogram, new perspective. I'm writing a book right now. It's called The Mind Garden. And the whole premise is that every thought that you have is a seed. The more that you water it, the more it will grow. So what we want to do is we want to turn our space, your room, into a mind garden, your house, so that basically every time you turn a corner, boom, there's a giant affirmation that's written on the wall. And I'm talking like big. I'm talking like 2 inches tall and like 20 inches wide, big black permanent marker on paper, and you tape it up in different areas. When you open the cupboard door to get your cereal, when you open the bedroom door, when you're in your bathroom, on the window, in the window above the kitchen when you're doing dishes, affirmations. We need to saturate your subconscious mind with positive intentions. Got it? Cool. second step, once you got that all set up, we want to create our space, our home, as a sacred space, as a temple. I'm sure you guys have already done that. You got your crystal grids all up in there. And that's great. And, there's always that next level of feng shui, just creating your space. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you today, and this is honestly, this is one of the best things that you could possibly do for yourself. It changed the game for me, my morning practice. So I want you to write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to yourself. And as you're basically writing this letter, it's a combination of affirmations, what you want to manifest, encouraging words. And what you're going to do is you're going to audio record that into an audio note. And just record this message to yourself and then set it as your alarm clock. So that when you wake up every morning, you have this deeply powerful, deeply aligned message to yourself. This is just going to start to change the game. This is tuning our bodies as instruments for epic opportunities, right? We're tuning our bodies, our awareness for epic opportunities. And then finally, once you wake up, once you're ready to go out there, I just want to say this. The best way to approach and to attract and to magnify epic opportunities is to literally not go and knock on the door of the person that you want to work with. I want you to actually write a proposal. I get so many people who are like, hey, John, I want to talk to you about this really great, business idea that I have. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got time for your ideas. I want to see your business plan. Bring that business plan and share it with me in Google Documents, and I will review it. And then we talk. Cool? Prove it. You know what I mean? Because if you wanna hire me to validate your idea and to tune into it and to perceive into the evolution of the marketplace and your target audience and tune into if it's really going to align, and to also help you architect your story as the thought leader who is the person that needs to bring this business into the world, I can help you do that. That is my dharma. That is my kuleana. That is my superpower. I want to help you activate your soul mission in your conscious business, and I want to help you transform this planet. Yes. But if you write a business plan and you be like, hey, dude, check this out. What do you think about it? I'm going to check it out, right? Because I love people who are committed to making shift happen on our planet. I want to support people who are actually creating solutions for our planet. Solutionaries, like revolutionaries, solutionaries. Solutionaries with an emphasis on soul, right? Because right now our planet is crying. It is raining here right now, watering the cow fields, which means tomorrow the mushrooms are going to be growing, bringing insights to the seekers who are finding. Just kidding. But seriously, the more that we can cultivate and create and begin to architect those visions, architect that future, you are going to start to entangle yourself on a quantum field, a quantum potential. You will entangle yourself with that potential, and the more time that you have to invest into that vision, the more you start to disentangle yourself with the old story. Does that resonate? Does that make sense? The more you nourish your cellular expression, the more that you water your idea, your new vision, and you invest time and energy. Because remember this, attention, they say where attention goes, energy flows, right? And neurons that fire together wire together. So as much as this is a quantum phenomenon, you entangling yourself with a quantum potential in the future, this is also neurologically factual. God, my towel keeps falling off, and I swear to God, if this is... I haven't gotten shut down yet, so I'm assuming you cannot see below this. Okay, cool. We're good. We good. This is Jonathan, live, real, raw, and uncut, fully exposed, heart on the table, giving you a heart on, turning your heart on. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Someone says next, Sop Speaks here on Instagram says next level. So apparently something's working. Apparently I'm doing something right, despite the clothing optional attire for this transmission. But hey, you know what? When we're moving into that next level of heaven on earth, we may not need clothes. Do you think Adam and Eve had clothes? Hell no, they didn't have clothes. They were totally nude. That was the whole problem, right? But I mean, that's the whole thing, is that once you expose yourself, you taste the fruit of knowledge. Once you taste the fruit of your potential, once you bite into the next level of your most epic aligned future, once you taste the nectar of that potential, then you're exposed, you're naked, and you cannot go back. You cannot go back to the old self. And that's why it's so scary to make the leap into the next level. That's why so many people stay in the old self. They'd rather stay in the Garden of Eden with the snake of the ego, where it's saying, hey, starting to whisper in our ears. I'm not trying to, but you know what I mean. It's just like, the moment that we break the cycle, the moment that we make the leap, the moment that we taste the nectar of our potential, that is when we are exposed to the potential for greatness. And it can be scary. It can be painful. And you know what? YOLO. I saw this great image actually the other day, and it was like a picture of Jesus, and it said, YOLO, JK, BRB. Oh man, that one goes out to all my recovering Christians in the house. I love you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me to share this transmission. I'm going to grab my board and go paddle out for a second session, because it is 4 to 7 foot swell today in Costa Rica. A light rain, but the tide is pushing in and the waves are epic. And today I just dropped into this super late draw. And brand new board, just stuck the fins in. And the word that came to my mouth to describe it was liquid crystal cavern. Liquid crystal cavern. And just residing in the flow state of mind. Allowing for those infinite insights to flow through me as I sit on my board, listening to the cellular purpose of the universe calling me to conform to the highest frequency of possibility right now and into infinity, flowing through me, allowing myself to clear myself like a vessel for the evolution of consciousness, so that we can emit the highest frequency of possibility for all humanity. Because what else are we going to do, right? So let's do it together. If you guys are interested in teaming up and dreaming up with me for a sacred strategy intuitive life path design session, I would love to tap into the Akashic field and the quantum field of your future to help you get deeply aligned with your strategy, with your business, with your dharma, with your kuleana, with what it is that your soul is calling for in this lifetime. Whatever it is, if you want to heal from something, if there's something like an energy that's attached to you, I want to help you cut that clean and purify your body vessel so that you can align at such a deep level, and then also get crystal clear on what it is that you are here to do in this planet, in this lifetime. This is my superpower. This is how I serve. This is how I support my brothers and sisters on this planet to fully stepping forth into that on path, that on purpose path to our most aligned future, where synchronicities and opportunities unfold effortlessly, constantly. It's like, whoa, it's like you're living in a lucid dream. It's like every moment you're just waking up over and over again just to be more surprised with the joy of co-creation, and to reside in that state of mind, and to tune our bodies to that state of ecstasy and bliss, and to allow it for it to be part of your mission on this planet, and to have a mission on this planet, to have an epic mission on this planet. Let me help you architect that. Let me be a part of your team. Let me be the COO, the Chief Operations Officer. You be the CEO, and together we will collaborate our minds and define and find the most aligned future potential for your life. Let's do it. I love you guys. I'm gonna go surf. Peace and love from here in Costa Rica. Adios, amigos.